Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Hermit Quest, the making of. Oh wow, so much fantastic feedback on that first episode, the plan. Today I want to work a little bit on my kingdom and show you maybe some creative tips and tricks for playing Minecraft in creative. I will say though, I'm quite new. Well, I usually don't play Minecraft in creative, but I learned a lot when building Hermit Wars. Hopefully you learned some stuff about WorldEdit as well. Some basics, you know. Hope everybody are doing fantastic. I'm doing great myself. Having a little bit of audio desync issues still with my new recording software. I spoke about that in my Hermitcraft episode. And I've come to the conclusion that my new keyboard, it's too loud. I don't like it. So I just ordered a new one. It will be here in a few days. But other than that, I'm doing fantastic. Anyway, let's get right to it, ladies and gentlemen. As I've said about these episodes though, they will not be like one project finished, one project done, move on to the next. They will probably be all over the place. And last episode just obviously talking, which is pretty cool. I should say also before I begin, Oggy will also do videos from the server, making stuff, and he's an amazing builder. So do me a favor, go and check out his channel. It's down in the description. Subscribe if you like what you see, and follow his stuff. He's a good person, good human. Right, so if we take a look at the map, if we start, I want to plan out a little bit. I think the hardest part of building a huge build in Minecraft is the planning it out. Kingdom C, that's going to be the Might Kingdom. You guys loved the idea of having different kingdoms, having different origins, and there were so many good suggestions for the third kingdom. I've since selected together with the other builders that we're going to make the Might Kingdom, the Defense Kingdom, and the third one is going to be the Archery Kingdom. And I have some secrets. I got some plans for how to make that cool. Anyway, back to this. Kingdom C, our kingdom, is located here at the moment. The way I've spread all of the things, by the way, in case I didn't say that in the last episode, the way I've spread these are just like I've tried to equally distribute things and running points across the map, and hopefully that makes it so that it's easy to for a better gameplay. So landscape wise, it's not necessarily a good place for a kingdom. We have this stupid lake here. I think the first thing I want to do is remove this lake. We don't really need it. I like the terrain and the lakes, but since I want a kingdom here, I don't really want it. We can do that with some WorldEdit magic. Are you ready? We're going to go to the very corner of the lake. I see some water there, so I want to avoid that and want to make sure that we are just outside the lake. And then I'm going to dig down. I think, actually, let's go and have a look. It's just too deep, so it should be fairly simple. The Y is 91. Okay, so the Y at the bottom is 91. So if we dig down, where were we? Here. If we dig down to Y91, actually, let's dig down to Y90 just to be sure. Then we use our wooden axe, which is the super tool from WorldEdit, and we left click, boop. It says first position set, and then it says the coordinates. And what happened? I can't get out. There we go. Then I'm going to go diagonally across to the other side of the lake and up on the surface, like right over. Let's just make sure we cover the entire lake. Yeah, right here should be fine. I'm going to place down a block and right click this time. Boop. To set the second position. Now we've created like a selection tool. If you used any paint program, we've made a selection tool. And now what I believe we can do, we're gonna go ahead and use a command in creative that is very, very, very useful for many things in case you play this game. We're gonna press, if we look at a block first of all, it says stone building blocks. I'm gonna press F3 and H at the same time. That will allow us to see this NBT data kind of Minecraft name. You see Minecraft :stone, and that's very important because I want to find out what the grass block is called. It's called Minecraft grass. Okay, so if I do something like this, / replace water with Minecraft grass, does that work? Boop. Ah, Ah, look at that! Iskal knows the stuff. Boom! Lake is gone, ladies and gentlemen. That's a very, very cool tool. And notice how it just touched the water. Like it didn't care for any of the other things. If we dig down here where it was too deep, we should see possibly some grass blocks still. Yeah, look at that. They will, of course, change over to dirt over time, so I'm not too worried about that. Very cool. I noticed that there's like a jungle biome here as well with the grass color. We may want to change that as well. And what is this biome? A river. Okay. Maybe we change it for... They've done a fantastic job, by the way, making this map, creating different biomes. So as you can see, there are like different colors and stuff. So this is a little bit scary to like modify. If we were to do something like... from here, left click again, to over, and the height doesn't matter here, to over here, we'll still have a little bit of jungle, but we selected that area, and then we can do biome, I believe. Biome, no, set biome. Yeah, there we go, set biome. Let's make it into a plains for now. Boom. And then I think we have to relog in order to see that. Yeah, there we go. The jungle biome be gone. You know, as we kind of play around here, we're probably going to change up paths of this to be another biome. We still got some jungle there. That doesn't matter. I just wanted the main frame to not be that super green grass. Cool. So now we have a better canvas of our kingdom, I believe, because this gives us a little bit of space as well. We have the mountains as well on the sides. One thing this season is that we don't want to make the kingdoms as big as they were last time because they were a little bit big. And another big thing is that we need to have the kingdoms have only 2 entrances. So I'm going to go ahead and say, let's just for ease of things, let's make this thing like the center of our kingdom where the lake was. That gives us a little bit of an easier time. And then my advice to start one of these things is just start it. The reason we just want to have, let's make a 5 wide thing here. Boop, 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 boop. The reason we just want to have a 5 wide, no, sorry. The reason we just want to have 2 entrances and no other entrance unless you have ender pearls is because the guards last season kind of sucked. And we want to have them play a bigger part this time to enter kingdom. So we're gonna need to have some walls and stuff so that you can't get in. Maybe we have 1 entrance right here and maybe another entrance. And the reason we want to have 2 entrances is, of course, we don't want players to get trapped in a kingdom. Maybe we'll have another entrance here, and that kind of gives us a good idea for how big the kingdom will be. And I like this as well. I like that we are like down in the valley here with our kingdom. Let's do a 5-1 here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A lot of the things that I do at the moment will not make sense right now. You just need to bear with me. And then we'll just focus the kingdom in this middle appraise. I think. Yeah, I kind of like that. The next thing I'm going to do, and this is a lesson that I learned from last time, I'm going to, instead of building, like we could go ahead and build our kingdom here, build like a little cool tower, you know, and just start it off down here. But I learned last time, and this is a big learning for any bigger build in Minecraft, I learned that it's always easier to create a foundation first. And the reason is the terrain. Like these mountains here are going to more or less impact how we can do walls. So maybe we want to come up. This series is raw recording, by the way. I'm not planning ahead. I want to plan on camera together with you guys because I think that's a valuable part of Minecraft that you never get to see in my usual episodes. Maybe we will come up. Ooh, this is going to be a little bit of a tricky situation. A wall height of 4 is fantastic for out here, and then the kingdom would be up here, right? I'm thinking like a Castle Kingdom build again, just to keep it easy for myself. But if we have a wall that tall there, obviously down here there will be an issue with that wall. That's going to be garbage then. Because the height map is so different here. If we were to instead say that our kingdom wall is down here and would build a foundation up maybe to here, that how tall is that? 4 blocks, and then from there we'll go, let me just get another block on the bar so it's easier for you guys to follow what I'm thinking, follow my brains, and we'd have a castle wall there. Then we get this awkward area down here where it's just kind of a valley and you can get stuck. I don't know if I like that, honestly. And it's kind of gonna look a bit garbage as well. I just said this series is raw. You get to see when I plan. But maybe I need to do a little bit of thinking here. Maybe this ain't terrible for like a valley thing. Alright, everybody. I think I have a little bit of a plan. A little bit of a plan. Let's grab some cool color. Maybe yellow. Because it's yellow and I like yellow. I think I'm looking at this from the wrong angle at the moment. We have this sunken down area and I want the kingdom to be not sunken down. I kind of want it to be racing from the ground. So let's skip the whole wall idea. I mentioned that I wanted to do castle walls, but that's not really important. The only important thing is that the player cannot enter an adventure. So we just only need 1.5 block. So if we make it 2, the player cannot enter in adventure mode without having an ender pearl, which is more than we need. So our kingdom's floor is going to be up here, and it's kind of going to be a tall mountain looking out over the highlands, and I think it's going to be amazing. I'm going to go in and turn off the freaking waypoints because they are disgusting as we play. And if we then think about all of this area as our canvas, I'm going to create for us an outline. And I'm using yellow wool because with WorldEdit we can then replace all, just like we did with the water, we can replace all the yellow wool with a pattern that we create later. You'll see that later down the line. So it's going to look a little bit shit at the moment in the beginning. But maybe if we lay this out and say that we have a corner all the way over here, this is not, we will bring it in. We'll kind of follow, I want to try and follow the terrain here. So let's say over here we have a marker, and then we'll have another marker over here, possibly. Yeah. And a third, just want to make sure we don't make this too big now. A third marker over here. And maybe what we can do, here's what I thought about. We could bring the kingdom down slightly here. So maybe the kingdom will have something that Ogi actually did in the last season. Kingdom will have 2 layers, so 2 heights. The posh area could be up there, and the kind of garbage area, garbage area is kind of what you're saying, could be down at this level. So we'll have another marker there, and yeah, because that will work. How? Let's just pull this all the way across. I know we can do this with WorldEdit. Some of you WorldEdit nerds out there are like, what is he doing? The fool doesn't know that he can stack. Well, I do, and I'll show everybody who doesn't know in a second. Something like that, and maybe we could even fit a 3rd layer because the height of the map goes down here. So if I'd say that we bring the kingdom in and then aim towards that gate there, that height would be absolutely fine. And would be like, well, not there. Can I jump this in adventure, I wonder? Yeah, I can. Okay. So we have to bring it up there. That I could never jump. We could also just alter the terrain, obviously, which is probably a better thing to do here. Like that. A lot of the challenges when making this Hermit Quest is that we always have to think about game mechanics. Like we can make things very beautiful, but they also have to work, you know. And that's the beauty with like creating a game, I think, is to be able to mix the two. So yeah, let's say that we have another layer at this height right here. I think that's going to be good. And then we bring it over to here, and then we wrap it around. And when we get over here, we're going to have this hill that we may have to bring down a bit. I want to try and not alter the terrain or alter the terrain as little as possible, as little as I possibly can, because they have put a lot of effort into making the different colors and edges, and it's just beautiful the way it is at the moment. Alright, I did some more, and now check it out. We're getting a skeleton thing of the kingdom. I changed up a few things, and at the moment it's very, very, very straight. I'm trying to do the outline of what's going to become our kingdom. Look at how weird it looks on the map. It looks like one of those games that you play when you're like 5 years old with different lines on a little monitor. I don't know what they're called. But yeah, I've created 3 different layers to the kingdom, and I marked them up with different colors just so that we, while building this, get a little bit of an easier time. And this is pretty much the bones. This is pretty much the skeleton. The next thing we're gonna do is that I'm gonna fill the areas in. So I selected the first position over there with WorldEdit, and we're gonna find the next corner, and I believe we have to go out here and a little bit more. The idea of doing it this way is so that we can work with the layout of the kingdom. We're going to do a new command here, by the way. Let's check. Red wool is number 14. It says 0035/14. So the real name for that is wool 14, just like that. And what we're going to do here is set the area that we've selected to wool 14. Boop. And boom. Wow, that took some time. I was almost worried that it was gonna crash. Lightning updates and stuff will always take a little bit of a longer time, so that's possibly why. Yeah, the idea of what we're doing here is we're creating the map in different layers. We are basically putting we're basically building the model right now, and later we will put the skin on, if that makes sense. Skin being, of course, everything that's beautiful. And by doing it this way, we will be able to see what we're doing in a much, much easier way. We'll be able to change things before it gets too hard to change. Maybe the feel and look isn't correct, then we can simply change it. Set wool 14. So I'm going to go around and do this for the whole thing and do the different heights. But at the moment, we have one entrance over here-ish. You can see that it's kind of off-centered, but that'll change. It's just an entry point right now. In fact, I know that so many will get annoyed with that, so we'll just place one pillar like that. One entry point to the kingdom will be here, and the red will be sort of the ground level. Let me just do this, because otherwise that will drive me crazy. Boom. So this will kind of be the ground floor. And then wherever we have another layer, so the blue layer here, will kind of have a wall. I say kind of a lot today. What on earth did I just hear? I think I heard a weird sound. Okay. We'll basically have a wall that goes down like so. And this wall could be buildings. So maybe inside here, there could be like housing or whatever. That's something that we figure out later. But up here will be the next tier of the town. So just so that everybody understands, also the stupid idiots like myself, let's go ahead and fill this in. I believe that's wool 13. Are we gonna take, or wool 3? Are we gonna take the chance? Boom, baby! I remember. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's do this as well. It's so satisfying to fill it in. I can't stop. Boom. There we go. Yeah. So this will be the second layer. And we'll probably have a staircase somewhere, maybe over here, maybe we'll indent it, I don't know. And then up here will be the top tier. Maybe up here we'll have like a big church building or some, I don't know, like something valuable, something, church building being the valuable thing, 10. I don't know yet. I have to figure out all of the things. And this is where you guys come in and help, of course, as well, and give suggestions and stuff. One thing that I have made a decision of, though, that I think is very important is that I'm not going to have any castle walls. We'll have like a foundation wall. So we'll have stone running down. We'll make it all pretty. We'll have towers. For those of you who remember last episode, we have already designed a tower, or I have already designed a tower out there. There it is. Beautiful, gorgeous. Rendog saw it and he was like, wow, wow, it's so gorgeous. yeah, we'll have all that, but instead of having, like, I don't want to have walls that just go straight up and then inside is the kingdom. I'd rather have, like, this being an area, and then maybe something that I just overlooked as we were doing this a moment ago, maybe we'll just have, like, fences running across in areas. And we can build it pretty, you know, it doesn't have to be vanilla fence. We could do, like, a structure. I think that will look more barbaric, if I'm honest, by the end of the day, and it makes a little bit more sense than having, like, the kingdom down there and tall walls all around it, just covering it up. I think it's gonna look beautiful. But yeah, this basically gives us a good feel of how big the kingdom is, how large it is, and possibly the ground level here could possibly be, like, you know, hay bales and maybe a farm area. Not like animals and stuff, but maybe an area where they kept their wheat and that kind of stuff. So it's going to be interesting. As you can see over here, we don't have a middle layer. We don't have the blue layer. This goes straight up to the purple. And I think that's important as well. If we look at this kingdom, let me fill that with a wool 10. If we look at this kingdom from a distance, or the skeleton, we get like a different skyline already without buildings. So we have the 3 different layers, and I've made sure to try and, like, what's it called? Misplace them a little bit, so they're overlapping and stuff, and that will give us a fantastic skyline later. Actually, I was going to do all of this off camera, but I've just done every single part on camera because I am so cool. Set wool 3. Boom. There. It's finished. Kingdom's finished. Now we can go home. But yeah, already with just the foundations, we got a skyline, and I think that's really interesting. And then once we start getting buildings in here, it will be even cooler. I saw an area over here as well as I laid this out. That's interesting. Maybe we could have, like, a prison dungeon here that you can't access from any other area than from this little entrance. So, like, underneath the kingdom, we could make, like, prison cells or something. I think that would be very, very cool. Before we get to do any actual skinning of the kingdom, look at it. It looks like some kind of theme park over there. Pretty cool. Remember this site, by the way. This is something that I'm going to go back to in the video. Once we are done with this, I'm going to go back and I'm going to be like, wow, it looks nothing like it today. But before we go get to do any of the, like, fun parts of skinning and texturing and all that stuff that I love doing, I thought we should come up with a little bit of a block chart, and not just a block chart. We're going to also come up with block types, all the blocks that we're going to use. Let me first, since we've done quite a bit of WorldEdit, I'm going to show you a few more tips and tricks here. This box was something that I used when I created the mobs, the bosses. By the way, you guys love them. But I'm going to remove it now. So I'm going to do replace my region with air. Boom. It's gone. It's gone. Bye-bye. See you later. And then let's create for ourselves a little canvas that is outside of the area. So select this region. Then I'm going to look this direction and type stack 2. That's going to triple the size of this. So it's going to add 2 more of the things that I just had in the region. And maybe I don't want it yellow. Well, that's fine for now. Just a canvas. Whew, very bright. Okay, so let's talk about some blocks that I want to use. Primarily, I'm going to say that my primer, if we talk colors and blocks, my primer for the kingdom is going to be cobblestone. Cobblestone has secondaries, and this is how I build, by the way. This is how I build in survival. This is how I build in creative. This is how I build in the game called Minecraft. Cobblestone has primers of andesite, and let's see if we can find another block that goes, that's a primer to a that's a secondary to a cobblestone block. I don't think there is another one. Maybe no, the secondary to a cobblestone, and why do I call the things the way I call them? I'll explain in a little bit. This is a pro block chart creation technique that I use. Okay, so our primer is cobblestone. The secondary to cobblestone is andesite. Andesite goes super well with cobblestone. Look at how gorgeous that just mixes in. From andesite, we get a whole bunch of different blocks. Cyan clay being one of them. Stone, just smooth stone, being one of them. So basically what I'm doing here is that I'm creating a bridge. I can't go cobblestone to smooth stone. I don't like that. But I can go cobblestone, andesite, smooth stone. That works. You see what I mean? So we're creating like the tail of andesite here. Actually, let's place these here maybe. Cyan. And all of these things are just in my head. They are not scientifically proven, but this is how I build in Minecraft, and a lot of people like how I build in Minecraft. Also, from andesite, we can go directly to stone brick. So let's bring some of that out. Some cracked stone brick as well. Let's make sure we get the correct one. Iron bars. Cobble wall. Actually, cobble wall is part of the primer, so we're going to put that there. We can go iron bars, cracked stone bricks, and stone bricks. All of those work well when bridging over through an andesite block, right? The stone bricks better so when bridging from the stone, but still they work as a third block. So that's kind of, I think that's a good base for, like, that's our base colors right there. That's what we can mix in. Then we need some accents to this. We need something that breaks it up, and I've already done this tower, so it's very easy. I'm gonna use oak because I think I use spruce a lot. So for this, I'm gonna use oak, and I'm gonna use brown stained clay as another break block, and I'm gonna use dark oak as a third break block. Now, what's interesting, and this is again how I look at things, is that if this is our background blocks, if this is our primer blocks, the things that basically sets the background color, and if we look here, you can see the background color is gray. These completely breaks that color off, right? But all of these three go well together. That's a very important thing. Like, for example, I couldn't go and say, yeah, let's go with some acacia logs as well in this mix. That's when it starts looking like Comic Sans. That's when it starts looking like a cartoon or a comic series. And I don't want to be comedic. I want to be very, very serious and fantasy-rich. No, I'm just playing. With all this, we have the sub blocks, as I call them. So you have your fences, for example. You have stairs. All of that helps you kind of bend blocks, etc, etc, etc. So there we have it. That's going to be kind of the mains of the buildings that we use. And whenever you build something and want it to be uniformed, the mistake that people are doing when stuff start to look cluttered is that they all of a sudden get the feeling like, ooh, maybe we will mix in some of this stuff all of a sudden without planning for it. Now, oak logs is not too far off the break color, so they could even work in this situation. And maybe we should actually include a log. Let's have a look, because we want this texture, right? The texture is really cool. That's dark oak, spruce. Oh, did I pick two dark oak? Yeah, I did. Spruce and the oak. This is going to be a barbaric build. I don't want to use... I'm going to say... Yeah, let's maybe consider having spruce logs in the third color as well. But yeah, as I was saying, whenever... I just did what I said they shouldn't do. Whenever someone is like... they're tired of their build and they start mixing in something that completely wasn't in the plan from the beginning, you get a very, very weird, like, non-uniform feel. Like birch planks, for example. I hate birch, but they do work with cobblestone for like a barbaric Viking build, I think. But we're not going to have them, so I'm not going to all of a sudden later start to include birch. Things that you can include later are things like cobweb, leaves, all of them top-off blocks, if you will. They're always in my build, so they're probably going to be included even though they're not in the base block chart. And that's just for the buildings. Then we're going to use things like, I'm trying not to flood you with the information that's in my brain at the moment. But I'm probably going to use a lot of coarse dirt for the ground. I always do because I like it. I'm probably going to use gravel in that mix as well, depending on how the courtyards and that look. This is just like a very, for me, medieval, safe, nice way of doing things. But what I ain't gonna do is I'm probably not gonna mix in spruce, which is something I usually do, because we already have our woods, and it wouldn't make sense to have a different wood all of a sudden on the floor. But who knows? Maybe we'll start adding in stuff like that later. Also, oh, I should say this. Once we update to 1.9, which we will do as soon as the mods are ready, we will have the path block, which is going to play a big role in this whole build. Oh, and also another thing, the whole mossy stuff, you saw that I didn't go there. Mossy stone is not in the same direction as these blocks. So if you would see this all as a circle, the moss would come here in my head. It goes very well with the andesite. Maybe even the cobblestone moss goes over there, and the brick moss goes here. But none of them goes with this in my build at the moment. They do work like that. That's not a bad. Actually, let's keep the mossy brick there. That's not a bad fit for this kingdom. But I'm going to be very sparse with them. Because I simply don't think that that's the style that I want to go with. However, to pick mossy cobblestone into this would be wrong. Very wrong. It doesn't work. It works with andesite, so that would have to be another direction of blocks, if that makes sense. But anyway, that's a little bit about the plan, a little bit about starting the kingdom. I think, though, that the video is getting too long. I talked a lot today, but we got some work done. But I'm going to end it there, and I'm going to see what you guys say. Maybe you see some more blocks that we should include at this stage. We haven't started building yet, so all of that is good. We will get into schematics and stuff, possibly in the next episode, some more WorldEdit magic that you can do. The thing with WorldEdit that is good is that it makes it so that it's not very repetitive. You can always copy and paste and rotate things, and you basically just have to build a structure or a wall once, and then you can apply it to all the places. And I'm going to show you guys how to do all of that magic, alright? But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed the video. Hit the like button if you did. Leave me some suggestions down below. I know there was a lot of suggestions, a lot of comments in the first video. And I'm noting down, I think I've written a notepad document of 100 different things that you guys said that I'm considering for the map. I'm gonna bring it up once we get there though, so if I didn't say anything today, don't think that you're neglected. I do read every single comment, alright? Thank you so much for watching, have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next episode.